Hey, there's a lot of zombie games on the way, and now we've also seen a lot of them in the past as well, but there's something about zombies as a genre that ironically just won't die. Perhaps it's all of the angles you can approach the subject, the gritty, depressing collapse of society, the primal human fear of loss of control and individuality, or even just that it's really, really fun to kill zombies. Medieval. Sony confirmed with a short teaser trailer at their PSX event that Medieval, the classic title for the original PlayStation, will be coming to the PS4 as a fully remastered game. It was also confirmed that the remaster will have full 4K support. No other details were revealed, such as an exact release date, but the end of the teaser trailer did promise that more details would be released soon. Dead Dozen. Creators of the Wild 8 are hoping to bring asymmetrical multiplayer to the zombie genre with Dead Dozen, pitting a team of soldiers against a team of player-controlled ghouls. The soldiers have a chance to scavenge for weapons and boosters, as well as setting up a perimeter before they take on the ghoul horde. Dead soldiers end up joining the side of the ghouls, so each lost man is another to fight against for the human players. Infectinator 3: Apocalypse. Most of these games involve the shooting and killing of the zombies, but Infectinator 3 goes the other way, wanting you to release your own virus and trigger the dominoes of the end of the world. You can upgrade your virus, spice DNA, and unlock a whole zoo of undead creatures to unleash your specific terror. The strategy genre and unique 16-bit style helps it stand out from any other game on this list. Dying Light 2. Dying Light was a highly praised game when it came out in early 2015, with great combat and a fantastic day and night system, great combat and parkour, and a genius asymmetrical multiplayer mode. The original game was so popular that the developers decided to do an extra year of content, but the whispers of Dying Light 2 have already begun to blow through the internet. Dead Island 2. There are many zombie games that take on the grim and dour destruction of society and the darkness of humanity. Then there's Dead Island, who takes a fun spin on it. While not as lighthearted as the Dead Rising series, Dead Island 2 should continue its irreverent take on zombies should the trailer be anything to go by. Miscreated. Similar to Survive the Nights and Dead Matter, Miscreated hopes to bring a tense multiplayer sandbox to a market apparently craving them. Managing the finer points to Miscreated is pointedly easier than DayZ, making it easy to figure out the systems to stay fed, hydrated, and alive. Also, in early access, it's another spin on the open-world zombies that's shaping up very well. Daymare 1998. Spoilers. Later on in this list, we're going to talk about how much we want the Resident Evil 2 remake. Well, developer Invader Studios was really looking forward to one too, so much so that they were in the middle of their own remake of the horror title when Capcom announced the official remake and they dropped the project in favor of their own title, Daymare 1998. Much like Resident Evil 2, Daymare revolves around multiple protagonists whose actions can affect each other's playthrough. With RE0 and RE Code Veronica designer Satoshi Nakai on board, seems we can look forward to an authentic experience. Survive the Nights. Another Kickstarter darling, Survive the Nights takes more after DayZ, but with a greater cooperative focus and more building options to really put players into the boots of their character, into the world, and most importantly, into those nerve-wracking situations where you have to forge uneasy alliances like on the TV shows. The Last of Us Part 2. The story of Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us was one of the most tense, thrilling games I played back on the PS3, and it ended just perfectly. When Joel and Ellie were set to return for a follow-up, I really wasn't on board, but Naughty Dog rarely disappoints, so I, like many others, am waiting with bated breath to see what waits for me in the devastated world of The Last of Us Part 2. Dead Matter. Open sandbox survival games might be a dime a dozen, but Dead Matter is a longtime passion project set in my hometown of Alberta. Beginning life as a crisis mod, the developer sought a modest $60,000 on Kickstarter and finished with $285,784 to bring a truly brutal zombie survival game to life. It's in early access on Steam now if you want to see what zombie survival in the cold, unfeeling north can be. Metal Gear Survive. As fresh of a take on any series as any, Metal Gear Survive takes the beloved Metal Gear series in a brave new direction as a series that used to be about an alone, outgunned, and outnumbered solo operative sneaking his way through terrorist installations turns into a multiplayer, action survival third-person shooter. Metal Gear has always had undertones of the supernatural, so who knows, this still could live up to the legacy left by the series. Telltale's The Walking Dead: The Final Season. Just like the zombie trend itself, The Walking Dead just won't die, and so it has another entry on this list later. The final season of Telltale's The Walking Dead is set to drop in Q2 of 2018 and wrap up the story of Clementine, whom we last saw off to look for AJ, and finish the journey all of us players who have traveled with her through the 3 previous seasons, starting back in 2012. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Granddaddy of video game zombies, how can you talk about the genre without mentioning Resident Evil? Capcom hasn't re-released one of those games in at least a few months, so they're due. And unlike most of the games on this list, Resident Evil 2 is a known factor. It's usually listed as one of, if not the best in the long-running series. State of Decay 2. We haven't seen so much of State of Decay 2, but Undead Labs and Microsoft Studios delivered a hugely successful, convincing, and terrifying world with the original title back in 2013. We have high hopes for what the team can accomplish for their survival-focused take on the genre with the power of the Xbox One X. Overkill's The Walking Dead. The popular multimedia franchise that reawoke the ironically unable to die zombie trend, The Walking Dead has been passed through a few different studios and genres already, easily most popular from their time in Telltale's hands, where they focused on the interpersonal drama that makes the setting interesting, and most infamously, from whatever it was that Terminal Reality sent shambling out in 2013. The Walking Dead is taking another stab at the shooter genre from the proven Overkill Studios, who have handled another popular co-op shooter, the Payday series. Days Gone. Days Gone is coming to us from SIE Bend Studio, the fine folks responsible for Siphon Filter and more recently, Uncharted Golden Abyss, separating itself from another Sony-published, highly anticipated zombie title that will show up later with a more open-world focus, challenging players to be more creative in their use of environment to survive in this particular post-apocalypse. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Bolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.